Thank you for joining us this morning. Welcome to 2024 and a brand new year here with Exon Health. I'm going to say it, Happy New Year, because despite the fact we are halfway through the month, this is the first time we've managed to get together. I hope you find some time over the festive season to have a little bit of rest and relaxation. I know that primary care is extremely busy over that time, but I hope that you've at least had a little bit of time to rest and that you've come into the new year with some high hopes. We certainly have. And you're going to hear more about that as we go. Bit of housekeeping first of all, though, of course. Firstly, to say that the call is going to be recorded for prosperity and sharing reasons. So if you need to drop off at any point, don't worry, you're not going to miss a thing. Second of all, we love questions. So we know that the chat function is working. And we're hoping that the Q&A is working as well. So please feel free throughout the call to drop some questions in the chat. The more probing, the better, because I won't be answering them. So I really like the probing ones because I get to put Melissa on the spot.
Be kind, people, be kind.
New year, new me. Go hard. Right, so without further ado, my name's Lucy Glynn. I'm the Community Manager here at Exon Health, quite new to the role. And I would very much like to welcome you all to our webinar on the Surgery Connect product roadmap for 2024. I feel like we need a drum roll at this point.
Oh,
okay. Or at least some kind of, theme tune like EGP Learning, but never mind. I'm not going to do this alone. As you can tell, we've got Melissa Latto with us, the fabulous Melissa Latto, award-winning head of product for Exon Health. She's going to be telling us much more about some of the super, super exciting features that are coming throughout this year. Oh God, right into the questions. All right, Yang, we'll get to you very shortly, no doubt. So Mel, how are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. Better than you with your poorly self. I'm pleased that you made it today.
You're going to call me out, okay? So
hiding it well.
If I mute at any point throughout this call, it's because I've got the snivels. But please, no cards, no flowers, no pity here. I'm fine. All right. I wanted to know if you'd recovered actually, Mel, from your EGP Learning last week. Your webinar.
Yeah, it was really good. I loved it. Absolutely. First one where it wasn't one of our webinars that I've been involved with. And it was absolutely nerve-wracking, sitting there with all the CEOs or founders of the businesses from Babel Voice, and then little old me, head of product, like, hi, everyone. But
well,
yeah, it was lovely. They were all kind.
I think you held your own. I think you held your own for sure. For those that missed it, Mel joined a panel of suppliers that are on the Better Purchasing Framework last week to talk about cloud telephony in all its glory. Just going to keep you participating. Drop a 2 in the chat if you saw it. Did anyone see Mel on the EGP Learning webinar last week? Absolutely
yes.
No, Mo. Oh no,
Peter,
we have got fans. Peter, well done, Peter. Thank you. Excellent. For anybody that didn't see it, I'm going to share a link in the follow-up email because I think it's worth a watch for anyone that missed it. It's it was really good, I think, to have all of the sort of top suppliers in competition, sort of in conversation all together at one point, wasn't it? And for viewers at least to get a really good feel for all the features across all the different systems. But I have to say, and all right, I am slightly biased, but one thing that really stood out for me, Mel, and was really clear was that Surgery Connect has a real standout feature in the phone bar. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely does.
And I'm still new to all this, so but that really stood out for me. So I know that you're going to talk a little bit more about some of the exciting stuff with the phone bar to come. But again, sticking with the participation theme, who's already using the phone bar? Drop a 3 in the chat if you are. And there's got to be more of you out there than poor old Peter. Okay. Oh, that's good. Peter straight in there. Fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. So it should be all of you. Should be all of you, but there's definitely a few coming through there. So that's really, really heartening to see. And actually, staying with the heartening theme, we had a really nice quote this week, didn't we, from a GP partner working in West Yorkshire. He said, and I quote, "The Exon phone bar is very quick to download, easy to install on your virtual desktop infrastructure environment," learned something new this morning, "and seamlessly integrates with the electronic health record. In use, it works swiftly and reliably, and the keyboard shortcuts are easy to remember, and the integration with our appointment routers is a very powerful tool. Thank you, Exon." Well, thank you, Mr. GP partner working in West Yorkshire. I think that was really, really useful feedback. But before I hand over to you, Melanie, you start talking about all the exciting stuff still to come. I do think it's worth me reminding any System 1 users out there that you must upgrade to the phone bar by the end of February. do correct me if I'm wrong on any of these details, because TPP is changing one of their APIs. It's going to affect you all. It's not worth the hassle. For the upgrade, it's really, really simple. It's a really fast process, and all you've got to do is log a support ticket. So if you haven't done it already, listen to all these threes in the chat. It's well worth doing. And hopefully, by the time you've seen some of the updates that are coming, there's going to be a stampede and we're not going to be able to stop you. Hi, Derek. You've got your hand up. Is there a question there?
Put it in the chat, Derek. Come on. Use the right methods, or are you just saying hi?
He may be just giving us a wave. So we'll give him a few minutes to pop his comment in the chat, and we'll come back to it if we need to. So I had a sneaky peek at some of the upcoming features on the phone bar, perks of the job, excuse me. But Mel, tell me, what does 2024 hold for the magical phone bar?
Right, well, the magical phone bar as it is. So just to clarify on the upgrade, it's completely free as well. We don't charge for any of our upgrades. You get all your features. So it's just literally raising a support ticket, and then we'll coordinate the rest with you. Training is all available online, lunch and learn sessions, so you don't have to worry about that either. So the magical phone bar, obviously everybody, there's a load of people, I can't believe how many in the chat actually are already using it, which is fab to see. But we've been listening to your feedback, we've been working on all some sorts of new stuff. So one of the big things I'm really excited about, got people still coming in that lobby. So one of the things I'm really excited about is the what we're calling the user account settings. So people have said, well, it is tiny and we have made it a lot smaller. It's not a web page, so you're not losing those calls. It's still taking up a bit of space because it has so many features and functions along the bottom that you can use. We've now developed, or we're in the process of developing. I've stolen a little GIF from our developers literally yesterday. So you can see that's not quite perfect at the moment. My avatar doesn't have my name in it on this little GIF, but we're, still in the final tweaks. But what we're planning to do is actually give you the ability to remove the features that you aren't using every day. So for example, if you're a receptionist, you probably don't want to see the appointments list all the time because you're not working from the appointments list. So you can hide that from your screen. Just because it's hidden from the actual phone bar itself doesn't mean you can't get to it, because they're all available via a menu as well. So it gives you all the abilities are still there. Pop-ups still work in exactly the same ways. The windows don't react differently. It just allows you to make that super tiny and minimize that screen. Obviously, if you are a doctor, you might want to only be using the appointment screen and the active patient, for example, because they're the people you're calling and working, or maybe even just your contacts because you want to just direct stuff to other colleagues. You see here, when you minimize the phone bar, it will also go down to the smallest possible we can actually make it. So it's quite exciting. Wow. I'm really quite pleased to be getting rid of some of that. You sound like you were going to say something, Lucy. I interrupted.
Well, it may be a stupid question, but is this available to all users, or is this just supervisor level?
No, this will be available. This is a user control, so it's a user account setting, so the users can hide and remove things that they're using on a daily basis, so it's completely flexible for you. It remembers what you've saved it as, so if you don't use half the features and they're hidden in the phone bar and you just want to use them via the menu, you don't have to remove them every day. As you can see, it's an instant change as well, so it's nice and easy if you want to add them back in and think, oh, can't find it, where's it gone? So trying to make that super simple. I can see a question that come in there.
Yeah,
just popping up on my screen.
Yeah, so Tom's asking, can the phone bar be used without EMIS running? We have admin users that don't use EMIS but would like to use it instead of soft phone if possible.
Yes, so this is also coming. So we have launched it with a few sites where we've got what we call the non-integrated version of the phone bar. So this allows us to, as you say, have those admin users still using the functions of a soft phone, still getting the benefits of that contacts list for your colleagues, and all of the other soft phone features available. So it's the same phone bar. So everything we deliver will be available for those users. Trying to keep it consistent across the piece. So EMIS, System 1 and non-integrated users, and Vision, hopefully soon, will be able to just use the same piece of software. So we're not training out different things, and you're all getting the same updates and all getting the same benefits as well. Another little thing is we noticed when we were going around and visiting surgeries with people using the phone bar, they still had the user console open, and I couldn't understand why. Digging into this a bit more is because people just love that live stats board, and like to know what's going on and see who's available within a group, which is you can do from the phone bar, see who's available in a group, but it's not in your face like the user console was. So what we wanted to do was create something called stat boxes, where it would open up a window. You can have that open all day long, have it wherever you want on your screen. You can drag it and drop it, minimize it, maximize it. I think it will go down to, the plan is it will go down to 2 rows. So that's the smallest that you'll be able to have it on your screen. So you can have it just like a little slither down the side. And it will show you all your available stat boxes. You can, in your settings, the same as you could in the user consoles, you can hide which ones you want or don't want to see, so that you don't have to have all of the information. So you might just want to see available users, who's ringing and what the queue time is, and that's it. And all the others are relevant to you. Again, this is at user level, so you don't have to be a supervisor to control, I just want to see how many users. Now, we have made a little nice, I think a really nice tweak on this, where you can actually favorite a group if you want to see people that are available in a certain group, which you can't do on the current user console. But also the live stats, if anybody knows Wallboards really well, you have to create a group for a Wallboard to see the stats. So those groups will also pull through on here, so you can see all your colleagues, or you can see colleagues in a certain group that are being targeted. So that group is a Wallboard group, not a group of your users. So just to be really clear, and that's probably by Lucy's face baffled Lucy. So if I haven't been very clear on that, I'll try and be clear before we launch it what that actually means, because it's still, so the Wallboard has different views to what your user groups do, just so that the supervisors control those.
Why didn't you just say that?
Oh, well, I don't know. It sounded so much simpler when I said it the second time.
It certainly did. But actually, what the quizzical face was, because, I mean, these sound like really, quite simple changes, but ones that will make a really fundamental difference. So. My next question, and I was hesitating as to whether or not to ask it, but what's the time frame on these?
Oh, you meanie. Okay, so... So the phone bar, we are hoping to have this out by, I'm going to say this out loud and you're all going to hate me, by the end of Feb, early March. So we, it's, as you can see, I managed to get a GIF from our testing environment, our development environment. It hasn't even gone into test yet, this. The Wallboard stats is actually a bigger bit of work, because we are developing it so we can potentially do some other fun stuff. So watch this space. So this window will be able to do loads more things going forward. So we're trying not to just squeeze it into one idea. It's kind of developing into a nice big idea. So by March, we should be rolling this out to everybody. Hopefully end of Feb, I'll have a couple of pilots. So, I mean, my pilot people are hopefully on here. They know who they are, and they are always the first at the top of the list. But anybody who feels brave and wants to get into that pilot routine, don't hesitate to drop products at exon.co.uk an email, and we will add you to the list. We like to work with your surgeries to make sure that it's working as expected. You're getting what we hoped you'd get from it, moving it forward. So another little thing go on.
Just a quick question. There's a good one coming from Peter, who's asking, will this phone bar update be automatically rolled out to replace the old one, or will it be a manual update / install process?
So if you're using our latest version of the phone bar, so those System 1 customers, this will be an automatic update that we will roll out, and it will just happen, and you'll be able to check for updates in the settings, which you can do already. But if you are a old System 1 customer, that will require a bit of coordination with us, because we'll have to push the upgrade to you. We have to do that site by site, because we have to remove, or it has to uninstall old versions to make the new version work. And the EMIS is also, it will be site by site, the upgrade to start with, but once you've got this version of the phone bar, it will then become a very simple upgrade. So you'll just be able to call to see if there's a new version available, and that will just automatically upgrade at user level. A very complicated response there for everybody. You're muted, Lucy. You are on mute.
Sorry, it's because of the cold. There's another question that's come in from Stephen in question and answer. And actually what I was just about to say, or what I said when I was on mute, is whilst it was quite a complicated answer, ultimately the whole thing's going to be simplified, is what I understand, isn't it? So everyone's going to be on the same. Right. And then question from Stephen in Q&A was, are there any plans for users to be able to move the bar from the bottom of the screen? It can be quite annoying placement when scrolling in EMIS. I think we've heard this one before, haven't we?
Yes, we have. So the reason it doesn't float around the screen, you can't just drag it and drop it anywhere, is because of it being a call piece of software. So we want incoming calls. So we want it to be in a consistent location so you don't miss the calls. And also all the pop-ups that come with it would then, if you had it at the top of the screen, would either fall off the screen or would need to somehow drop below, depending on your screen positioning, which sounds fairly simple, but because it's pushing information and displaying it to you, we feel that actually keeping that in a consistent space at the bottom of the screen is more user friendly. You can easily switch which screen it goes to through your settings. So you can just, if you've got EMIS on one screen, most people have got 2 screens that we're aware of, or more these days. So you can just switch it to a different screen so it's not on your EMIS screen. But at the moment, we're not looking to drag it and move it around.
Certainly something we've explored, though, isn't it? Okay, yeah. One from Nina. I know we're conscious of time and we do want to move on to other features that are coming. So just one last question on the phone bar, I think, for now. So the responsibility to check for updates sits with the practices. They need to call regularly to check. Could they be done automatically? I think this is on upgrades to the software and the phone bar.
No, they will be pushed automatically, but if you feel like you haven't got the latest, you can check. So we will be pushed once you've got the system, the V6 version, so this latest version, it will automatically upgrade. You don't have to do anything. It's just you can check to see, is what I was trying to refer to. But with the older versions, we do have to coordinate that, because we want to make sure that you've gone through your training, you're understanding how to use the phone bar, because it is very different to the user console. It is quite user friendly and it should be quite self-explanatory, because that's what we're aiming to do, to, you know, remove that overhead of, oh, where is everything? It's not as complicated, I don't think, as the user console personally, but obviously that's why I built it. But yeah, so those upgrades should be fairly simple to do. Okay, so just one more thing we've added in here. So the other bit of feedback that we got was it was really annoying that you still had to go to the consoles and you had to go and open that web browser to open up, you know, your reporting, or if you need to go and do some configuration. So we've also now adding that link into the menu so you can get to those consoles. This is not how it's going to look. This is just for me, just to show you that we are considering that as part of the change too. Okay, shall I move on? I have talked about check and cancel a few times before, but I just wanted to really let you all know that this is coming. We have had some back and forth with EMIS to try and get this working perfectly. We've got a couple of pilots that are being really patient with us and helping us, making sure it's the best product to roll out to you guys. There has been a couple of amends that we've done to make it even better based on the feedback that we've got from our pilots. We are hoping this is going to be ready for you in the next couple of months. We've just got to go through that next final stage of piloting to ensure that what you're getting is the best. So this is a dedicated work call flow where you can have a check and cancel direct line, or you can add it into your call flow at any point. So if you've got an appointment menu, you can then fire off to check and cancel. You can do it for specific slot types. So if you only want people to be able to cancel flu clinics, you can just put flu clinics in as a cancelled option. This is only for EMIS at the moment. I'm sorry, System 1 customers. We're still working with System 1 to try and get the API information to deliver this to you as well. I think it's really exciting though, because 7% of appointments are being checked and 3% are cancelled. So I think this will really help, you know, free up that time, create that access. David, you know how long this is we're working on it. You're helping me, aren't you? I saw that message. But actually I'm going to call you out now, David. So actually Modality have advised that this is more like 8.25% of their calls that are actually being checked, calling in to be checked. So it's an even higher amount. I think it will flex surgery by surgery of how much that's going to benefit each person.
It's a surprisingly high number though, isn't it? It's
yeah, it is.
So this is going to make a huge difference, I think. Sorry, don't want to interrupt because I know we're hard pressed for time.
I know, I'm trying to rattle through. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I was going to spend so long on the phone bar. So personalized call routing. Now our competitors do priority call routing. We didn't want to do just priority because we didn't think it was fair. And we wanted to give more flexibility around what was offered. So callers can be routed in many different ways to groups. They can have SMS or go to answer a machine, and of course, obviously prioritize the calls through. Got a little visualization of how that might work. So we're calling it a routing block. So you've got personalized routing. So you can group people into priorities. You can say if you've got a diabetic patient and you want to give them more information, you can send them to the diabetic line. We can have prompts that are played with the messages. If you've got some naughty people that you know call and they shouldn't be because they've moved surgery or they just like to have a chat, you can put them to a voicemail. Just leave a voicemail because you wouldn't want to bar them completely. You'd need to give them some kind of option to, just in case there was emergency or in case they've moved back to the area and they wanted to be a patient again. So we suggest that's a voicemail. It gives you loads and loads of options with this. I'm really excited about getting this out to you, and we are going to be looking to pilot this sort of middle end of February. So really excited. I haven't got a pilot lined up for this yet, so if you want to put your hand up, please do. Again, products@exon.co.uk. If you want to have a go at dealing with this is just added into your Xflow call flows. So good to have the Xflows. David again. Hi, David. Yeah, I love it that it flashes up. You can see. So yeah, it would be really, really keen to have someone who's got quite a complex call flow as well to try and see how they would use this in their practice. Doesn't just do call routing, we've also created something called group block behavior. So one thing we've noticed is a lot of internal calls are sitting in the queues. So, and when you're a doctor and you want to go back through to reception to get an appointment rebooked for a patient, you don't really want to sit in that call queue to try and get something booked, since I know if they're not on site, you can't just send them to another hat in the pot for the call routing. Thanks, Jang. So this will allow us to prioritize those internal calls, so you can push your certain groups through to certain groups as a priority rather than sitting waiting for your colleagues to get through to your colleagues. So I'm really hoping this will be a big win for surgeries in trying to push people to the right pot. Sorry, it come up with 5 minutes left in your meeting at the top there. I was like, ah!
Faster, Belle, faster.
Can't breathe. Can't talk any faster. Oh my god, and I'm so excited about this too. The waiting room dialer. I think this is going to be fantastic. This is the first kind of automated process that we're offering to our GPs or clinicians. So the idea being is it will be an automatic calling process to call your patients before you are ready pop them in a waiting room. So it will retry their numbers, it will put them in, and if they've managed to contact successfully, you can do a personalized greeting. So when the patient answers the phone, it doesn't get an automated robot response and they go, oh, who's this, and hang up. You can say, hi, this is Dr. Blah, I'm calling about your appointment, please wait on hold and I'll be with you shortly, so that they can be called in advance, because we're hoping that it will try and be free up some of that time calling people's mobiles, calling more than once, trying to get through to people. I know a lot of surgeries do 3 attempts and then they have to kind of put it as did not attend. So I think that's a really hopefully going to be a nice new feature that we're bringing. I feel like I could talk about it loads more, but time is of the essence. So if anybody wants any more information, please don't hesitate to contact us and we'll try and give you a bit more. This one's going to be a little further out, so I'm hoping this will be sort of August. If we can get it sooner, we will. But it's obviously, as you can imagine, it's a huge bit of automation that we're doing in the background. So we're having to rebuild some of our platform to handle these calls. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be quite a big difference for our customers. Yes, Lucy.
Just before you move on to the next one, Natasha's asked a quick question around personalised call routing and when that's likely to be available.
Yep, so personalised call routing, would like to aim for mid-Feb to late Feb for piloting. I think general release will depend on how piloting goes, but we usually, for this kind of thing, if it's gone really well, it will only be a couple of weeks and then we'll start looking at rolling that out. So I would say by middle end of March, easily, that should be available for people.
Fantastic. And Marlena, is it possible to play a message instead of music when we put callers on hold? I think even I know the answer to that one. Yes.
As I think I'm coming on to. Thank you. So patient callback enhancement. So at the moment with patient callback, it's just when your call is hit, your queues have hit a certain number, we currently offer a callback before the patients know what that number is even, or any more really information. They get to opt in or opt out, and once they're in the call flow, they don't actually get another chance to be like, oh, actually I do want to call back. So we're changing that. We are going to advise patients of the queue length before they join, and then we're going to offer the callback once they've joined. If the setting's been set up, obviously you still get control from a surgery perspective to do that, so it can be configured by time as well as the number of calls. So you might only have 10 calls in the call flow, but they might be waiting for half an hour because you've only got one receptionist trying to deal with all of those calls. So we've also allowed, or will be also allowing that. As part of that, we've done a really nice thing for the patient side as well, because we noticed that we do a lot for the clinicians and staff in the practice, but the patients, once they're in, they don't really know what position they're in or how long that's taking. So we're offering the option to add a SMS, which will send them to a web page where they can track where they are in the queue. And should they become unavailable, they can actually cancel that callback from that web page. So again, releasing those calls in the queue if people have become unavailable for any reason. Oh my goodness, 1 minute. Can't do it. The future, there's loads more. I could go on for probably a couple of hours actually. I didn't realise I had so much in my list. So the future, we're also looking at surveys. So this is to allow people to have their friends and family survey at the end of the call flow. I know that's something that's now coming back now. COVID's kind of relaxed. I don't want to say gone, because it hasn't gone, as it? We're all still ill. So, and then transcription is another thing we're looking at. It's part of our hackathon that we were doing. So this is a really amazing piece of tech that the guys got working, where they actually had the full transcription, and then they were able to summarize what was happening as well. So I'm then giving you the ability to file that back to the record. I don't have a timescale on this one. Please don't ask me, people. It's very much still in the ether of our brilliant developers' brains. And then translation, which is we're just scoping the options for using this service. So if you've got any ideas how you might want to use translation, obviously please get in touch, because it would be nice to hear what you think about it. And a brief, but I can see there's loads of chat coming in. So just to recap then, so roadmap, phone bar updates, check and cancel in Xflow for EMIS customers, personalised call routing, patient callback enhancements, that waiting room dialer, which I'm super excited about, transcription with summary, summarization or summary, I don't know whichever word you want to use, and then surveys and translation. So all very exciting.
It's really exciting. I think there's a whole wave of innovation coming this year, and it's really, really powerful stuff. I think Marlena just wanted to clarify her question. Apologies, I misunderstood. She meant when we are already speaking to a patient on the phone and then we put them back on hold, can we record, have a message rather than play music?
I think you can, but I will check that.
I think Ben's offered an explanation in the chat, but we'll pick this up offline because I think this is probably one that we can answer outside of the webinar. I think you just flicked something on the page there, Mel. Was there yeah, okay.
I did.
Do you want to talk about this?
We're going to have time. But yeah, so really quickly. Oh, thanks, Marlene. Surgery Connect optimization, optimizing access. So we spoke about this on our last webinar a little bit. It is a program that we're pulling together. We want you to be getting the best from your system, and we really want to help you reduce those inbound calls and try and work with you to reduce those queue times and make sure that we're providing access. Yes, we are a telecoms company, but we don't want to make you answer more calls than you need to. We want to help you reduce those incoming calls. Don't look at me like that, Lucy. So we're doing a data-driven program for ICBs, PCNs, and practices. So if you're interested, again, get in touch, and we would love to work with you on, you know, helping you get the best from the system. So just to remind you, share your ideas, products at exon.co.uk, and don't forget all of this. All of the stuff that we've already got available, you can get all the help guides on our help pages. There are over 300 guides on there that can help you get the best from your product. If there's something you want to do and you don't know how to do it, get in contact with us, get in contact with the training team, get in contact with the support team. We're all capable of helping you get the best from your system.
I think it's worth also just mentioning or reminding you that if you do want any further information on any of the things that we've spoken about, the person first and foremost that you should be getting in touch with is your customer relationship manager. If you don't know who that is, reach out, find out, because they are they are super prepped and primed and ready to help. So there's also the training team who are readily available, and you'll find all of them pretty much down at Best Practice London at the end of February. We'll be on stand E15 if you want to come and find us and find out a little bit more about what's to come this year. I think there's some really exciting stuff. Lindsay's excited for the future. I'm excited for the future. I think it's going to be really, really good. We'll, of course, make the recording from today available. I'll send it out to all registered attendees in the next couple of days. We'll put all the relevant links in there, and we do hope to see you back again this time next month or thereabouts, where we'll tell you more about what Mel's just alluded to, the professional services solution that we're putting together that's going to absolutely optimize your access for 2024. I got that out in one go. I can't quite believe it. So in the meantime,
congratulations.
Thank you. On behalf of the whole of the Exon Health team, please have a happy and healthy January. Stay warm, and we'll see you all next month. Thank you so much for your participation today. We'll see you again next month. Bye for now.
Brilliant. Thanks, everyone. Bye.